Well, good morning. Gonna start this full day, what I eat in a day, whatever you want to call it. Bit of a strange one, but first things first. The first thing is gonna be, strangely enough, for a minute I thought the camera was gonna fall over, so that's why I was just checking it there. But first thing is a protein bar and 2 of these Serene banana loaves. This mini banana loaves. Don't recommend this. I'm just weird, but as I will be training in about like an hour and 20 minutes time, hour and 15 minutes time, I just like these little snacks to have pre-workout, and also just start my day with a bit of a sweet tooth being, treated, and it kind of helps me for the rest of the day. So this is probably my highly processed, refined carbohydrates, like so-called meal of the whole day. But as you'll see throughout the day, it's not how I eat all my meals. But yeah, just keeping it real. This is how I start my day, and I've been doing this for a long time. On preps, off season, pretty much 80% of the time, especially on a training day, which we have today. This is how we start. So yeah, which protein bar am I gonna go for? PhD dark chocolate raspberry. Obviously the focus is on me, but anyway, that is what we're gonna do. And aside from that, take you with me. Switch it over now. I will be also having almost 2 liters of water as well, first thing. Like to get my water going on wake. Also to help with training. Helps me feel, I don't know, like things like my joints and everything just feel better when I'm hydrated before a training session. And also gonna have a nice little warm glass of one of these, the Barocca's vitamin C mango flavor. Like to start my morning with that as well. Maybe it helps with my gut, I don't know. At least I'm getting my vitamin C in. Some clients I recommend having like a shot of apple cider vinegar if they do struggle with digestion or gut health. I don't, because I don't struggle with those things, so thankfully. But yeah, that is that. I don't think there's anything else I do in the morning, is there? No, that is it. So I'm going to start getting that together and yeah, head off to the gym. I don't think there's anything else I need to share. I need one more of these, but it's okay. The stash is full.
Getting the intra shake, obviously, as this is something I do ingest in me today, so got to let you guys know about it. For OGs will obviously know what's in here. It hasn't changed. We've got EAAs, we've got Strong Sports Essential Max EAAs. We have got some pink Himalayan salt and creatine monohydrate. As always, I like to put this in the freezer overnight, and then by the time I'm training in the gym, it's like a slush puppy drink. Strong Essential Max kiwi and strawberry. Taste is ridiculous. Absolutely love it. But yeah, this is my intro. So drinking this throughout the whole workout should be done before the last exercise, the last 2 exercises at least of the session. And yeah, no carbs in it. Sometimes I add a carbs, sort of a carbs powder, but today no. Well, not just today, mostly no. But yeah, that's the intro. Okay, firstly, I like to have a bit of fruit post-workout. Normally banana, but the lovely missus is taking the last one, which is absolutely no problem. It's kind of my fault. I should have restocked on that. So I'm going to have some strawberries. We got mango and grapes here. I think I'll probably have this whole serving here. Should be all right with my macros. We'll still track it and everything. And also, before I forget, because I always forget, this right here. Pretty key, this right here, this supplement during any season really, especially if you're in prep and you're trying to ensure that you keep your immune system at a good level. When the weather's changing and everything, if you live in a country like I do, this right here can be amazing. We'll go over a bit more supplements that are probably quite useful year round, but also if you're in prep and that kind of thing. But as I mentioned already, I am kind of like transitioning into like a mini cut, just doing a bit of a cleanup right now with my nutrition. So you will have this right here, then it'll be post-workout oats, minus dark chocolate today. Do not need the fats for that post-workout, so it will be minus the dark chocolate today. But yeah, might put up the macros, might not. I don't know how I'm going to do this video yet. You can see the other stack of other supplements here from me and my wife. Again, I will go through those later, but another key one here from Supplement Needs. This along with Sleep Stack, that can definitely help out with sleep. We'll go over digestion as well, stuff that's going through, my clients are going through at the moment as they're quite deep into their preps. These are things that will start to get affected during prep. So, as I don't want this to be like your typical just next meal kind of YouTube video here, I am going to have some more of the meals coming up. They'll be shown, but I'm going to talk now a bit more in regards to some of the things going on with my prep clients at the moment, competition preparation clients, like some of the things that you probably might go through as you do a prep. They're just naturally going to happen as you get deeper into the prep. And number one will be your sleep cycle starting to get interrupted. And supplement wise, it's not always a go-to. This will usually be as we want to try and manage things as best as possible. I will start out with just things like, regards to your sleep, if you start noticing you're starting to wake up a bit earlier, it's about shifting just the time frame of how you do that now in regards to your sleep. Purposely actually start going to bed a little bit later, knowing that you are going to wake up earlier, can be something that can be useful. Doesn't always work for everyone. So some, it's just a case of actually now just working more on their actual sleep routine. So still going to bed at the usual time to try and get enough sleep and everything, but to help with the quality, the sleep routine is going to be key. Reading before bed, I recommend. Water intake, stopping your daily water intake like an hour and a half, 2 hours before you go to bed. Very nice as well, so it can stop you from getting up too many times, or at least at all. When you go to bed, you can sleep through that. You don't want to be getting up to go to the toilet. So that's another key thing, especially obviously your water intake is key, but none of this trying to just finish off your water at 5 minutes before bed, that kind of thing. So really getting more disciplined with that, so to say, your sleep routine, making sure you are getting into bed, preparing to go to bed half hour before your time of bed, not the alarm, the pre-bed alarm or notification has gone off and you're still watching something or whatever it is. Really being more diligent with that. Room temperature quality, like cool room temperature. Don't want to be too hot. If you're in the winter, you don't want the heating on through the night. You want to have that ready off, and it's time to get cooler as before you go into bed. And then just things like, again, stimulation of the eyes. You don't have to wear blue light blockers. You don't have to get them, but again, like 30 minutes before bed, don't be looking at your phone. Don't be looking at your screen. Don't let it be the last thing, a screen before you go to bed. This is why I recommend reading before bed. So 30 minutes before bed, maybe start reading something that usually can knock you out and go to sleep. Something that works quite well with me and my wife, and praying and then going to bed. It's quite good. Again, it's just something that separates the whole stimulation of a screen and then straight to the bed, and then your mind is just still running busy. Because we are in a world now, everything stimulates our brain. There's everything around us, digital, this right here, it's everything to stimulate it. So trying to minimize that as much as possible is quite key. To help with things like improving sleep cycle as it starts getting affected during a prep, which is just naturally going to do. But protecting this as much as possible is key. The other key one is going to be digestion, bowel movements. In particular, have a client where this, no matter what, is always quite something that happens. It's like a sign that we're getting a lot leaner. We're getting close to stage ready, stage lean, stage conditioning. Is her digestive system just starts really getting affected, and it's like no movement for days. This is where, number one, we look first at stress. Really, again, looking at the things like I mentioned before in my posts about the worry, in regards to worrying, really identifying things that worries that are good for us, where it helps us to be engaged and focused and being alert at things, but also worries that are pointless, where it's actually worrying about things that are out of our control, that it's not something that we can actually make any change of or do anything about, and those kind of things. So again, just analyzing, having talks, first of all, mentally, just looking at anything happening in life, that kind of thing that we might need to recognize that we can't be stressing about right now, and we need to allow ourselves to be able to again, maybe write it down, whatever they think they can do about it or whatever they need to do about it, talk about it, that kind of thing. And then that needs to be like parked and put there. So it's not something that's when they, when it comes to digestion, you'd be surprised how much it affects when you're in a stressed state. Trying to, eat and digest food and everything, it's not really quite the same. But like I said, when you get leaner, it's something that can happen to a lot of individuals. So supplements is something I do recommend as well. Again, supplement needs are my go-to with their gut health. My digestive aid are quite useful. But then things like maybe utilizing apple cider vinegar in the mornings, making sure they still track it, because it is carbohydrates. Very minimal, but it's still carbohydrates, so we track that. But that with warm water and wake, after, the first thing you drink in the morning, fasted is quite useful to help with trying to get things going as well. And then your fiber intake as well, just keeping an eye on that is quite key. So yeah, just a few things that clients will I come up with when I'm in prep mode. To be fair, those challenges don't affect me that much. I'm quite blessed in the sense of management of my digestion is always good year round, in season, off season, and sleep as well. It does get affected, but I don't know. I guess I'm just more prepared with it and I manage it. I just guess I'm ready to handle it mentally, because especially when I am in that stage ready condition and I'm holding that for a period of time, between qualifier to finals and worlds and etc. Which could be a period of 8 weeks to 12 weeks of holding that kind of condition. Yeah, it's, again, I will be diligent with my sleep, everything, all those things I mentioned, that is not regarding supplements, is going to be the key things that help me there. The water intake before bed, all that kind of things, cutting it short, and making sure that's done well before bed and everything like that. Can ask my wife, I'll be like, bedtime for me. You might want to continue watching this, but I need to go. That kind of thing. And just spending more time and Praying as well before bed is something that helps as well. But luckily, in regards to the bowel movement and stuff like that, it's something I've been always never really have a problem with. And again, thanks to over the years and me learning a lot more things psychologically, thanks to a lot to my wife as well, in regards to things like, the worrying, and in regards to anxiety, there are things to deal with that. So a lot of cool, practices that we have that, my team and we go through and be able to, actually actually work through these things to ensure that we are not letting it be a key factor in our day-to-day, or just really straight and blunt, to our competition prep and enabling, not enabling us to bring our best to the stage, which is obviously the forefront of what we're trying to do. But yeah, that is just a bit of insight into that. Like I said, while I was just doing more of these what I'm eating videos, and I hope if it's useful, hopefully. But yeah, it's just basic kind of stuff I'm going through with clients, especially right now. We got, like, for example, the one who's having digestive issues is around that 7 weeks out mark, which is quite crucial because we're now basically doing our big final push now, so that we can be ready, with a few weeks to spare before show 1 of the season. So it's something we really want to get over the hurdle of quickly, and especially in a position where we still have, within that 7 weeks, we have about 4 to 5 kg to still a fat loss to come off. I know a lot of it is going to come off quickly, just simply because as the digestion improves and sleep improves, etc. That is going to come off quicker because it's one of the cases where the physique is a lot leaner than the scale is definitely saying. So I know that's going to start correlating a lot more. But either way, like I said, we're still in a good place, but we don't want to be going behind now. That's why we're trying to nip this in the bud now, versus another client who is around 21 weeks out and has could be 14 weeks out, depends on what we do for the first show. But either way, is in a position to lose around 6 kilograms in that period of time. So yeah, again, that's just way more time and quite ahead of the schedule. And again, a lot has gone in the off season to keep everything in check, and I think that's one of the benefits. The starting point even so much better as well. Everything. And the body was lit. As soon as we started prep, the body was like screaming to be in a fat loss phase, like was excited to do that. Hence why the quick, I think it's around 6 to 7 kg off in about 4.5 weeks, 5 weeks. So yeah, really good start with things. And I'm actually trying to slow things down now, and then really looking at how we manage things throughout the prep, because again, we don't need to be early 10 weeks out, no point, for our first show, which could even just be literally a show where we are trying, getting into groove with things. I hate using the warm-up, but it's not the main show. It's the first show, it's not the main show, basically. It's still very important, but I do not call it a warm-up. No way. Not such thing. But yeah, something a little bit different for this vlog. Hope you enjoy it. We'll get some more training footage and stuff like that coming up, as we are now getting back into the full swing of that. It is feeling good to be able to say that. Being able to train at that level that I know is needed, which is exciting. And as I go into this mini cup, not really there yet. Like I said, it's just a clean up right now. Just really just making sure like things are, not too much of eating extra this and that and just this and there, which happens, when, especially in an off season, then you're nursing an injury, that kind of thing. It's going to happen. And also times where I've actually just purposely just been like, I'm just very relaxed. I'm not tracking things. I'm just not, I'm okay to just have a bit of that, just the other day I was doing, pre-Easter dinner, meal with my mom and sister, my wife, and everything with family. And I was not concerned about trying to keep this on track or that kind of thing. So yeah, anyway, a lot going on there, but like I said, if hopefully useful, then I am happy with that. If not, either way, you're still here watching, so hey, that's fine. Whoever it is, by the way, I appreciate it. Comment below if you do find it useful, or if you do want any other questions or anything like you want me to go over as well, because I'm literally just going by things I think you guys might find interesting as I just get used to this vlogging thing. And yeah, that is it. Just an FYI, the fruits are packed like this because this is leftovers from the feast at my mom's on Sunday over the weekend. So yeah, I don't pack fruits like this. I'm just cautious of these things when people watch something and they think that this is the way it is or whatever. But yeah, disclaimer, it's in a takeaway pack because it is a takeaway. So it's just leftover fruits that I'm going to utilize for today until when I get some more bananas when I go shopping tomorrow. Hey, just discovered something pretty awesome. New levels to this. The salted peanut caramel unrivaled way with oats and bran flakes that I normally have. Decided to chuck in the strawberries. I just like, let's see what it's like. Who cares? Whatever. We'll see how it goes. If it went the one, it went the one. Yo, that taste. Yeah, it's up there. I don't even know why it's working, but yeah. And I ain't got no diet taste buds either because I ain't in no prep. So, but yeah, we might have to do this more often. Although to be fair though, the strawberries are ridiculously good. I think my mom got them from M&S, so I don't know. Maybe the juicy strawberries is what's doing it. But for these right now, yeah, hitting the spot. It's doing the work. It's doing the business. All right, next meal. I will show this properly in a bit, but we've got the multigrain hoops. It's basically Cheerios, Tesco brand flavor of Cheerios there. Just better macros, that's why I have them. With Fage 0% yogurt. It is pronounced Fage. Yeah, for those who keep getting that wrong, it is Fage. I also add 30 milliliters of whole milk, just simply because the Fage yogurt on its own is just too thick when mixed in with whey protein powder, which is the last ingredient. About 12 grams of whey I have in here as well. Mix that together with the milk as well. It makes it less thick. It's less like eating cement, so to say, cement paste. That texture with the milk. Then over time, I found the right kind of like level of milk I needed to give it the right texture I want. And then I have the multigrain hoops just to give some crunch to it. And so like a classic kind of like crunchy yogurt snack kind of say. But in this case, because it's quite a decent amount of protein in there, get some good calories in there, it is a meal, something to tie me over until PT clients, where I'll be in the gym for that later on this evening. That'll be when I have my next meal, last meal of the day, which I like to have actually a little bit early, almost about 3 hours before bedtime. Just something I'm used to, and so yeah, that will be the last meal. But before then, this will be holding me over. I'm gonna flip it around properly now. So you can see it. There we go. So yeah, this is going down. Last meal before the last PT session of the day. We got rice, we got chicken, whole grain rice with chicken, we got vegetables in, red peppers, zucchini or courgettes, and some aubergine as well. Yeah, got 15 minutes to have this, so yeah, gotta get this in me quick. But yeah.